Welcome back to the Real Ones Talk podcast. I'm your host, Ben Weiss, CEO and founder of Big Ice Entertainment. I have a very, very, very special guest today, Yady Winfrey. Thank you for coming on. How are you doing today?
I'm chilling. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling great. I'm really happy to have you on. I haven't had another, podcast host on the podcast, so I'm really looking forward to this. I want to start the podcast by giving a shout out to your podcast, My Train of Thoughts, the first podcast on Wheels. It's been awesome. So if you want to start off by giving us a little backstory on how that came about.
So My Train of Thoughts, the first podcast on Wheels, we doing it in a sprinter, like a sprinter band. So how that idea came about, like I said, I used to run around in sprinters. Like I used to go to parties in sprinters. I used to get chauffeured in sprinters. A good friend of mine owned one, so that's how we just used to move around. So I wanted to do a podcast, so I'm like, let me keep it like how we living for real. You feel me? That's how the idea came about. I wanted to do a sprint. I wanted to do something different, think outside the box. You know what I'm saying? I've always been like an innovator. I always felt like that works for people, like just being in that works for me. Create my own lane and, you know what I'm saying, taking it from there. I never really was too good at doing something anybody else was doing, so that's really how it came about for me.
Yeah, the first time we spoke, you said like being genuine and keeping your face clean is like very, very important to you. So, I mean, I feel like that's something like you've stuck with and definitely you've carried through the podcast. So if you want to like give us a little bit about like the message you're trying to send across with the podcast.
So with My Train of Thoughts, it's like what we try to do is we like to speak about like off the surface stuff with our guests, like stuff that your fans and supporters can't see. We try to get people's real train of thoughts on certain topics, real topics, day-to-day topics, life, love, goals, obstacles, and things like that. Just we try to keep it real authentic. We try to stay away from like all the messy, mixy stuff. Like for me, what else? Just giving the streets some real dialogue. You know what I'm saying? We trying to get inspired. We trying to inspire you as well.
Yeah, because one thing I noticed, I watched your episodes and like, especially with Fat Joe, like your dynamic with these people is like amazing. And like, you seem like you have a very good relationship with them. So like, how did you start getting connected with those people?
So Fat Joe had a store, had one of his close friends. One of Fat Joe's close friends, he owned a sneaker store in the Bronx.
Okay.
The road.
What store?
It was called Embody at the time.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on that. I believe it was called Embody though. One of his close friends, the one that's actually running his sneaker store now.
Oh, NYC?
Yeah. He used to work on Fordham, so I live on Webster. So
okay.
That's maybe,
I saw that.
He had a store probably like 5 minutes walking distance. I used to always go in there and cop on stuff like that. I seen Fat Joe in there. One day I asked him to take a picture. We started chopping it, and for me, he just took a liking to me.
Yeah.
We built that relationship from there. He'd come up. My birthday, I come up on his birthday, like, whoa, shout out to Joe, like, real great guy, man. That was just like the text to Joe, I'm starting this. I think I've been told him about the idea, or I told him, like, I was gonna build a studio, whatever the case may be. He was like, do something that don't require you to be too, different.
Right.
That don't require too much work. He actually suggested that I do a juice bar.
Okay.
This is when I first came home. So when I got it, like I said, My Train of Thoughts been on paper for about 4 years.
Oh, wow.
We just got it off the ground.
Yeah.
You know how life happens. So I had on your Joe, shout, I need you. Just like that, let's do it.
It's awesome.
First guest, he don't know what he
Yeah. He knew you stepping in the sprinter though.
Yeah, he just took a chance on me, man, so I respect him. Shout out to Joe for that, man.
That's awesome. So I know you opened a studio in the Bronx in 2015. What like made you want to open a studio? When did that interest come about?
I always had a passion for music, right? And fortunately for me, I had 10% money, so I wanted to make some investments. So I'm like, yo, I just ain't want to, I'm not the type of person that could just invest in anything just because it's money.
I'm the same way.
I have to have a love for it. I have to have a passion for it. I have to know a little bit about it. So I said, let me do something that I got a passion for and I know a little bit about. I got a lot of people around me that rap, sing. Like, let me open up a studio.
Yeah.
At the time, there's no good studios in the Bronx at all.
Yeah.
We had to come downtown, and I had to pay $100 an hour. So I'm like, let me do that and, give my peers, my neighborhood a chance to record and stuff out of like a good studio for a decent price. You know what I'm saying?
It's awesome. Were you ever an artist?
Nah, I mean, I think be rappers in town.
Okay.
My little brother rap, dog. Got my older brother that rap. That's why we doing the podcast too. Like,
Okay.
Kicking the door, open some doors for them as well.
100%.
And anybody else that don't got that platform, I can't get on Hot 97 right away.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
So I got a few, you know, I be playing around in the studio. Not for real though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually used to rap when I was 11. I've actually never spoke about this on camera before, so this is I gotta let I gotta let, you're not gonna be able to find it because I took that stuff down, but I used to rap under the name B Weezy when I was 11 to when I was 16. There's gonna be people watching this who are gonna know exactly what I'm talking about, but you know, I honestly, like, being honest, like, the hate really got to me growing up. Definitely, you know, it was all my friends grew up playing sports on varsity. I was the kid rapping and I selling sneakers. So, like, being different definitely got to me. And I kind of, when I was in 11th grade, I got to the point, I'm like, I have this love and this passion for music. Like, I'm not just going to throw it away because these kids who are not playing college basketball, like, I could go to school for music, but they can't be the next LeBron James. So it's like I kind of just got in that headspace and really just went full force with the business stuff and managing artists and stuff. So that's kind of how I came about. But I started as a rapper, so.
So you quit because of the hate?
I quit because of the hate. I regret it.
So to elaborate on that, just like they was giving, like the people was giving you a hard time, or your peers?
I'm gonna go all in right now. Like, 6th grade, first week of school, like, I started rapping this summer going into 6th grade. This kid, like, shoved me into a locker, like, my first week and took a hash brown and, like, put it on my head. I'm not asking for pity right now, but this is what happened. And, like, you know, I kept doing it for, like, another 4 years, and I was like, it's just at the point, like, I want to enjoy my school experience, like, my friends and stuff. And then 11th grade hit, and everyone's figuring out what they want to go to school for. And I was like, I love music. Like, I'm not giving this up. Like, I've had a passion for hip hop since JayZ's Blueprint 3 album. That's what put me on. That's what put me on. Like, I remember being in my dad's car. Like, he bought the CD from Best Buy, CD. Like, that's how long ago that was. And, you know, I knew every word to every song. And that's when I realized, like, I love hip hop. But yes, I regret the hate got to me. But now I've just realized, like, haters are my motivators.
Right, that's a fact.
Yeah.
You hit now, man. Congrats on your podcast.
Thank you.
Fuck the haters.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, and I'm sure, like, you know, you've seen a lot of haters too, and, you know, you gotta say, fuck them, so. Yeah. Yeah. And it's honestly, like, especially, like, I've seen, like, hate on, like, the podcast. It's, you know, it's like, someone's gonna write something, but it's like, were you sitting in the room with Joel Santana in his basement? Like, no, so it's like, I feel like a lot of hate now is based on jealousy, and I'm not a jealous person, and that's, you know, not a way to live by. What are your thoughts on jealousy?
I think that jealousy is like, it's not personal. I feel like jealousy is internal.
Yeah.
It don't have nothing to do with the person that's being hated on. I feel like it got everything I feel like it got everything to do with the person that's actually hating. Mm-hmm. You know, people don't be happy with themselves, and sometimes it don't even be like when I was interviewing Fat Joe, we was talking about jealousy and envy. He was like, you got friends that's jealous. We get past that because it's not like malice.
Yeah.
It's a difference.
100%.
Envy is like, you know, you want to hurt somebody or do something to take away what they got. Jealousy is just like, maybe I wish I had that.
Yeah.
Or what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
So it's a mindset. Like, it's just so be clear. Like, that to me, like, I think, like, there's nothing wrong with being jealous. People, you could be jealous of, you know, your little brother, your big brother, sister growing up. This white probably got nice clothes. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
It's what you're gonna do with it, like, what?
And I feel like, for me specifically, like, you know, I'm like I said, like, I'm not a jealous person, but like, if I envy something that someone's doing, like, just makes me want to go harder.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Like, I love seeing, like, when someone, you know, gets a new job, or someone, I've worked with a lot of artists, but like, sometimes there's an artist who I work with, I don't work with them anymore, they end up getting signed or whatever, and it's like, you can't be anything but happy for them, like, you know? So that, I feel like that's how, like, success is built in this industry.
I feel the same way. I like to see people coming up, like, especially people that's coming from the bottom.
Yeah.
You just working towards something. I love seeing that, man. That does something.
Yeah.
That make me want to go harder, like you said. But yeah, shout out to the haters, man. We need those.
Yep, shout out to the haters.
We need those.
We do. It motivates us, so just keep hating, please. Yeah. Other, like, speaking of, you know, the motivation, any artists from the Bronx that, like, you've seen carry those traits through their career that are what they're trying to do right now, trying to blow?
Shout out Nick Bucks, man.
Okay.
Unique bucks, man. I had to say anybody consistent and persistent. I had to say he from Harlem too. I had to say Nick Bucks for surely. Yeah.
Were there any artists that like inspired you growing up that you wanted to, like be hanging out with all these major names and like really, make your dreams come true?
I look at the entrepreneurs more than
Okay.
rap, right? So, maybe, and I feel like if I had studied them, I'd probably be in a better position than I am now. Diddy, Hove, them my top two right
Yeah.
there. Like, if I could take them two combined and take some from. Yeah.
All right, so you're saying JayZ and Diddy are like your two goats. The real question is 500,000 or dinner with JayZ, and why?
Damn, definitely dinner with Hove.
Okay.
Definitely dinner with
All right.
Hove might tell me something that's worth more than money.
It's true.
We might have a conversation about. But then again, that's kind of tricky, man, because I know I'm very insightful and I'm like, he might not tell me nothing I can't read up on.
Yeah.
So I had to think about that. I probably would take the 500.
Okay. If it was like,
He said take the 500 too, so I'm gonna listen.
yeah, he did.
500.
But if it was like 500K or the Rock Nation brunch, I think I would do the Rock Nation brunch though.
Definitely.
I think that shit was lit. Yeah. I was in LA like for Grammy week and I was so mad I didn't get to go to that. I mean, obviously I'm not able to, but
I posted last year on Facebook. I said next year we'll be at Rock Nation brunch. It ain't happened this year, but next year
we're gonna be there together next year.
Exactly.
We're gonna be there together. And this summer we're gonna be at Michael Rubin's party in the Hamptons.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
He said he had 800,000 requests to be. Well, how many? Not 800,000 pounds. So if he had 800 people there, probably like 3,000 people.
Oh,
wanted to come.
100%.
That shit crazy.
Yeah. It was not.
He coming for Diddy's spot with them parties. Remember Diddy used to throw the best parties. But
Yep.
Michael Rubin got to set up so where it's so diverse. It's
He has
not just
everyone.
Everybody that's
Athletes, entertainers, rappers, his friends, lawyers, everyone. It's a network. It's honestly going to one of his parties is probably one of the best networking experiences you could go to.
You think they want to talk about business though? Or that'd be their time.
It's funny because when I interviewed Bobby, he hangs out with Ruben all the time, and they always post each other. And I said, I'm like, has he given you any business advice? And he said, I've never even spoken to him about it. We've only partied together. So I found that interesting because I've seen Ruben post him probably 5-6 times, and Bobby said that he lived in his house for a month, but they've never spoke about business.
See, that's up to Bobby to open that door.
I know.
Man.
He's gotta.
Yeah, you gotta. Come on. There's no way I'm
Yeah.
around that guy.
It's funny because this summer, I was living in LA. I was supposed to be working for YSL, but unfortunately, with everything that happened, wasn't able to do that. But I still ended up going to LA. I was waiting for my friend at dinner, and Michael Rubin was right next to me. I swear on my life, right next to me. He's not. I was scared out of my freaking mind. I didn't even. No, look at it. He's the coolest freaking person there is. But whatever. I was too scared to go up to him. I'm like, I'm a music guy. Like, he's not gonna be interested in me. But like that billionaire mogul talk, like, it's worth it. It's worth it. Like touching back on like the entrepreneurs thing. Like, I grew up. I started selling sneakers when I was 11. I still do it.
I seen you on the tour too.
Yeah.
Like, way back. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, what do I do this guy?
Yeah.
That's
So yeah, I started doing it when I was 11. It all stemmed from I wanted every LeBron basketball shoe that came out, and my parents are like, you get them for your birthday, you get them for the holidays, that's it. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm fucking getting these sneakers. So I went to a sneaker event. It started with $200. Got a pair of LeBrons, sold them the next day for $320, and like really just like built a business off that. That's how it happens. But I've tapped into like Chrome Hearts, Amiri, all that shit. But I'm kind of like done with the resale game now. I've just been more on like collecting.
Getting too crowded? Getting oversaturated?
Too crowded. It's like, a Panda Dunk, for example, which you see everyone wearing. Like when I bought them, which I was 2 years ago when they first came out, I paid like $400. Now like they're $150 everyone has. So I feel like the game's very oversaturated. And also I'm really focused on this. I'm really focused on music, my podcast, the artists I'm working with. So it's kind of hard to do it all. And I'm still in school. So I know. Oh, I'd love to, definitely. I'd love to be in the Sprinter.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be awesome. I want to ask you something. What are your thoughts on like what everyone's trying to do to Gunna right now? Like everyone trying to cancel him. Like, do you think it's fair?
Oh man, I don't like. We had a whole conversation.
Really?
Me and my brothers, yeah. If he did what they said he did, he gotta land the bill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't. Snitching is one thing. Like that's already morally that's wrong. Not right. We learned that from kids. Ain't no talent telling.
No talent
telling. Why you telling? You know what I'm saying?
My little brother Jordan, listen, no tattletelling.
Telling, man.
No tattletelling.
We got our ass kicked for telling and all that.
Yeah.
If it wasn't like real important, like it wasn't something serious, like, but you don't do that to somebody that put you in a position like that you know help you, that put you in a position to take care. You don't do it, period.
Yeah.
Especially not to somebody that put you in a position to change your life and take care of your family. So. Man, you knew what was gonna happen when you did what you did. So they niggas canceled him. He worked out on himself.
And I almost feel like Thug put him on like way more than a Bobby and Rowdy situation, and like you saw how that played. Like they stayed true to each other.
Yeah, shout out to Bobby and Rowdy. They some real ones, man.
Yeah.
Bobby, he official for what he did too. You don't really see that too often. Like, but that's what we got supposed to go.
Yeah.
That snitching shit became trendy. It became cool. Motherfuckers still be with. A lot of shit be getting excused because of opportunity and money and all that. So, or motherfuckers just be scared sometimes for real. But yeah, I ain't never condone it. I don't feel like it's right. Like I said, I feel like it's morally wrong.
I just find it crazy. Like, you know, a year and a half ago, I was at the Gunna concert here, and it was like literally one of the best shows I've ever been to in my whole life. And now, a year later, the whole industry is switched on him.
Right.
Like you said, though, it might be, yeah.
I wasn't never really a fan of Gunna, but shout out to him, shout out to Thug, man, free Thug.
Yeah.
I feel like too with Thug, if he ain't do nothing wrong, Thug would have been came and cleared his name.
Yep.
His sister would have cleared his name, anything. So he did something detrimental. You know what I'm saying?
Whose music do you like better, Thug or Gunna?
I fuck with Thug.
Thug?
Yeah, I wasn't never really a fan of Gunna like that.
Yeah. Do you fuck with the Spider merch?
I'm not really into fashion. I used to.
You're not?
Nah.
You're all tripped out.
Hey, yo, look, I'm not gonna lie. I be trying to keep it real grown and clean. Look,
Yeah.
I'm clean, I'm good. I don't really keep up too much with the trendy stuff. You know, I had the clothing line called anti-trend.
Okay.
It was bigger than clothes, but I always felt like I didn't want to do what everybody else was doing.
Yeah.
But I be seeing it. It's dope. It's dope for the kids, for the kids and shit for me.
Yeah, it's funny you say like the anti thing, because my guy Mike from Patron of the New Miami has like, he does like this like anti-gallery department or like not gallery department, whatever it is, and it's like,
I seen that online too.
Yeah, it's cool.
But the whole anti-trend meaning it was bigger than clothes. That was like anti-trend was like a lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know, the importance of not being a follower. You know what I'm saying?
That's just super important.
And the consequences behind being a follower, you feel what I'm saying? So that's what we was going with. That was our whole thing with the anti-trend shit.
I feel like, you know, I've watched a lot of your content, and you're always like spreading a positive message, very enthusiastic, very positive. Is it important for you to like send that message to your community?
Yeah, of course, because we don't really got too many people that's sending it to us, man. That's why all this negative shit be going on. You know what I mean? Like I said, that's what we doing it for. It ain't really, we want the sponsors, we want the money, but it's bigger than that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The dopest part about the whole shit is the dialogue. To be able to, you know, share my thoughts and get other people thoughts and as well, like to be inspired and get inspired. So definitely want to always make sure, you know, whoever's watching is able to take something from me and my guests.
I think that's super important. I feel the same way.
Yeah, for real, for sure. So.
And like my whole motivation behind Real Ones Talk, and like I feel like very similar with both of our podcasts, like very real, very raw. Like I feel like a lot of interviews, you know, a lot of these rappers are put in a room and they're asked something that makes them feel uncomfortable and they want to get up and it feels very forced. And, you know, I feel like it's important to keep it natural and keep it real, because there are a lot of masks on social media and in these podcasts, and, you know, they'll pause the camera and be like, say this, this, and this, but like Clickbait, exactly. Like I feel like it's very important to keep it authentic and keep it real, and I feel like you're doing the exact same thing with yours.
100%, man. We ain't gonna like. That's why I said we got the streets right now. When these artists come to when they step inside the Sprinter, you're gonna hear a lot of them say like, "I ain't never tell a story before. I never," because they can relate to us.
Right, and they feel comfortable.
They comfortable. We not on no messy industry shit. Like,
right.
We really keeping it raw and authentic. So, you know what I'm saying? I think that's important.
Like, I'm not throwing shade at Vlad, but like, I mean, every rapper who is interviewed by him is like uncomfortable, wants to leave, and they're like it's just, you know, it's like to watch. I almost feel bad for whoever's being interviewed by them, and that was one of my motivations. I'm like, I have such a passion for this music and an appreciation for the actual career and the backstory behind these people. I want it to be, you know, portrayed in a way that's real and authentic, and that was important to me.
Vlad been doing, that's what works for him though. He been
I know.
doing that shit for so long.
It's crazy. He got 200,000 views in Fredo Bang in one day.
Yeah.
Like,
when you go to Vlad, you know what you're signing.
Yeah.
So you can't even get mad.
Yeah.
You know about that some crazy.
Yeah, crazy shit.
Like some real. That nigga, that's how he got the way he got. He ain't gonna stop.
Have you seen the Caleb Presley stuff? The Barstool that he just did the interview with Drake and his kid.
Yeah, I seen that.
How he's amazing.
He is.
He's amazing.
I just came across, before he did the interview with Drake's son.
Kevin Gates.
I was just on the gram and I seen it. I'm like, who's this guy? He did one with Fat Joe. He did one with the little kid that's 19. What's his name?
Booba Savage.
Not Booba Savage. He got like I forgot who it was, but I came across a few of his clips, man.
Yeah, no, he's like a marketing genius, and he.
I wonder how he came up with that. That was genius, though, the way.
Yep, and he baits like the artist in a good way. Like he doesn't like. If he asks anything out of line, it's funny. Like, it's nothing that's gonna make anyone uncomfortable. And like, again, like I think it's really important to make sure your guest is comfortable when you're interviewing them. That way the conversation flows better. Yeah. I wanted to ask you, like, what's one comment you received like that really was like, wow, like this is gonna be it. Like one thing that made you feel like incredible about what you were doing that you've received on Instagram or YouTube.
I get a million. So where I'm from, I guess, like, you know, everybody's doing one thing or the other. They like rapping or selling clothes. So when I stepped outside the box, it was like big for my neighborhood. It was big for my community. So I get a lot of DMs like, yo, you don't know how motivating, inspiring, like daily, like, cause you know, motherfuckers be. It's hard to try to figure some shit out. Like everybody trying to figure out what they want to go in life, what they want to do. So like, for me to take that initiative and to step outside the box and to do something different, it was like inspiring to a lot of people. I can't just even give you just like one. Yeah. Yeah, like
it's amazing.
It's all over YouTube. It's in my DMs. So that shit, shit like that just keep me going.
It makes it all worth it.
It do, man. It keep me going for sure. But shout out to them, man. Shout out to the supporters and the followers and shit, man. Definitely appreciate y'all. Y'all definitely keep me going 100%. Aside from, the family and everything else. Well,
you've been killing it with the guests. Can you tell us who may be coming on next, or it's top secret right now?
Yeah, I can't even disclose that.
Okay, all right.
We just dropped.
I saw you just film sing, but
yeah, we just filmed back to back. We're gonna be filming all the way to Tuesday.
Okay.
So we just did Yady Rocks Freestyle Friday. Shout out Yady Rocks. That's an artist from the Bronx. We just did Neek Bucks. I don't know if you're familiar with Neek.
Yeah, I've seen everything. It's awesome.
He just dropped the album. Look out for his interview too. That was super dope. And he did a little freestyle for us. Over the night, I just gonna have to wait, man.
Okay, I'm excited.
We got some heat coming, man. We definitely got some good people coming through.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well, I really appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate you.
This was amazing. Yeah. Great conversation.
Thank you.
Everyone, please stay tuned. My Train of Thoughts podcast, a lot more coming out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Plug your socials.
Y'all can follow us with My Train of Thoughts on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. Just type in My Train of Thoughts. The only thing different is on Instagram is my_train of thoughts_. Make sure y'all go like, comment, subscribe. It's the first podcast ever on Wells.
Do you want to plug your personal Instagram too?
Yeah, Yady_Winfrey. That shit going crazy right now too. Shout out Ben, man. Thank you for having me.
Of course. This was amazing. I'll quickly plug myself, my personal Instagram, _Ben Weiss, podcast Instagram, Real Ones Talk, and management company Instagram, Big Ice Entertainment. Thank you again for coming on. Good luck with everything, and I'm looking forward to seeing more from you.
Thank you, brother.
Yup. My dream watch.
We gotta get you on the show too, man.
Definitely.
You wanna get some flips?
Yeah, please. Oh, yeah,